Today we're here at Signal Iduna Park, home of Borussia Dortmund, to wear test the new Puma Future cleats. Let's see if these cleats can live up to the hype on one of the most iconic stadiums in world soccer. Worn by some huge names like Neymar Jr., Jack Grealish and Kai Havertz, the Future cleat has been through 7 iterations already, and number 8 looks and feels like it could be the best version yet. We're going to be taking a look at the fit, touch and traction of these cleats, so let's get them on foot and see how they feel. Before we do though, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified every time we drop a new cleat review video. So first up, let's talk about what I think is the most important feature on any soccer cleat, which is of course the comfort and fit. For me, the Future was one of the most comfortable cleats in the game, and thankfully this new model picks up right where that left off. Actually, it feels even more comfortable than the 7, and that's because on this model they've separated the inner knitted sock part from the outer shell, which means your entire foot, from the atomically shaped ankle collar to the forefoot, is now encased in an adaptive, stretchy material. Apart from that, it feels like they've also made the heel section a little bit narrower, adding to that responsive, locked-in fit. Overall, it makes for a really forgiving shape that seems to provide stretch in all the right areas while at the same time hugging your foot tightly. The elasticated power tape band has been tweaked slightly from the last model, and while it still adds to the midfoot lockdown and acts as additional lockdown for the minimal lacing setup, I feel like it's definitely less of a feature on this version. Sizing wise, for me the Future has always run ever so slightly long in the toe box, even if the rest of the cleat fits really well. This version is unfortunately no different, so if you prefer a really tight fit in the toe box, maybe going half a size down to what you'd normally wear might be best. Width-wise, my wider than average foot had no problem settling into these, and even if your foot is slightly narrower, that adaptive inner layer is going to ensure that the whole cleat hugs your foot nice and tightly. So the fit is impressive, but what about the new touch and control elements? As you've probably noticed, that outer shell that I was talking about earlier is another update from the Future 7. As a separate layer of synthetic material, it's malleable and soft to the touch, but actually not very stretchy at all, which is fine because you've got that inner sock structure that hugs your foot in all the right places. I think it probably adds something in terms of lockdown and stability as well. The new upper also features this quite pronounced rib texture that gives a really nice grippy sensation when you're controlling the ball. The previous version also had some texturing and control elements, but I think this new upper just does it better, and the combo of the inner and outer layer really gives a responsive, natural touch on the ball. Let's take a look at the traction elements now, because Puma have made some really interesting updates here. Apart from just looking quite cool, the new outsole tooling has a fair bit of function to it as well. The 2 different colors you see here represent 2 different densities of material. The black pods on the heel and forefoot are made from a softer, more flexible TPU, and then the clearer section that overlaps it is stiffer and snappier, giving you that nice balance of explosive snapback in the forefoot and structural support in the heel. They've also introduced a circular stud pattern on the forefoot for multi-directional takeoff, which is something we've seen other brands doing recently, and while I wouldn't say that you can necessarily notice the difference underfoot, the multi-directional thing does make sense for a cleat that Puma says is built for agility. Overall, I think it's a much more refined take on the outsole, which was honestly kind of chunky on the previous model. So there you have it, the Puma Future 8 delivers again on comfort, touch and traction with some subtle updates that build on what was already a fantastic all-round cleat. Personally, this is my favorite version of the Future cleats to date, and it's a really strong update to what was already a great soccer cleat in the Future 7. Make sure you let me know what you think of the cleats in the comment section below, like and subscribe to the channel, and if you want to own a pair of these cleats, you can check them out now at SOCCER.COM. I'm Sam, and I'll see you guys in the next video.